No worries. So we're almost back live again. Just to recap, we're coming into game 2 here. We're in the early to mid stages of the game, and it looks like this game is going to be hinging around Chameleon Colossus, which is, you can't see hands here, of course, but you have to trust us that Lee Shitian does have a Chameleon Colossus in hand. And Patrick, you and I are thinking that that's going to be the main way that Lee Shitian actually wins this game is by resolving a Chameleon Colossus and having that go the distance. It looks like for this turn he's decided that he's going to play 2 elves, and that nets him a third one. He played an Elvish Visionary, and then he got to play Dwynen's Elite and got the Elf Friend along with it as well, leaving him with just 2 cards left in hand. And I mean, he looks like he's in a reasonable position right now. We know that his opponent has, I think, another Kolaghan's Command in hand. Now, he already used one.
I think Sean had an Abrupt Decay.
Abrupt Decay,
another Kolaghan's Command and lands, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, that's what I think too. All right, well, here's Kolaghan's Command, and it's going to force Lee to discard another card here, though he has kept 2 cards in his hand, so he won't lose the Chameleon Colossus here.
Oh, there we go. Getting hand cams again.
Yeah, Randy's working hard to get us the hand cams back again. It looks like the Elvish Visionary is going to get discarded to the Kolaghan's Command, and the Dwynen's Elite is going to get zapped by it as well. And this does free Sean McLaren for an attack if he wants it. Yeah, and he does, because right now a double block from Lee Shitian would just see the Ooze gobble up an elf from the graveyard and kill both of them. So he's pretty priced in to just take the damage here.
Yeah, and you can also see that Shitian was very worried about Liliana, which is also why he wanted to flood the board first to have his protection for the Chameleon Colossus. I mean, obviously he could know that Sean just doesn't have it and could have gotten the bash in a turn earlier. Mm-hmm. But obviously it's the right way to play it. I think he has the time, and Elfish Visionary was a great top deck. So, but now he's definitely going for the Chameleon Colossus.
Yeah, and as you can see, that lines up very nicely with what Sean McLaren has going on his side of the board, as Terminate can't touch it, and certainly Abrupt Decay can't touch it. So there's a Tarmogoyf now, though, off the top for Sean McLaren. The problem, of course, is that the Chameleon Colossus doesn't usually stay 4/4 for very long. If Lee Shitian wants to dump 4 mana into it, it's going to get +4/+4 just for the 4 mana. And if he can find a bunch more mana, which his deck can certainly do, he's going to be able to, kill Sean in just a couple of hits with that Chameleon Colossus.
Well, Shitian does have some Chump blockers, though. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a very close race. Maybe if the game drags on much longer, he can set up a board position where he can just force Sean to chump the Chameleon Colossus every single turn, and Collected Company is a great top deck here.
Oh wow, what a great draw. And once again, like we said, he gets to attack with Chameleon Colossus, and even though I think the Tarmogoyf's a 4/5 here, you'd think, oh, easy block, but again, the Colossus has that pump ability, and it's just going to get in for 4 damage, and Lee now just gets to pass a turn with Collected Company at the ready, and he looks like he's in a good position here.
Yeah, he definitely is. This turned out quite nicely for him. Sean didn't really have any way to disrupt his hand, so he just got to take got to interact with the board. But the problem with the elf deck is obviously lots of cheap creatures. If you kill them, most of the time you're even trading mana inefficiently. This time, however, he had Kolaghan's Command at least, so always take a card in hand with it. But also most of the elves generate some value when they come into play. So yeah, Shitian definitely recovered and might actually take this game, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, he is under assault here, though. There's 8 damage crunching into the red zone, and it could be even more. So he is going to go ahead and chump block here and just take the damage from the Tarmogoyf. He's left back the Elvish Visionary, of course, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need to block with it yet. The 2 removal spells that Sean has left may surprise Shitian. So they just if he makes a reckless attack, Sean might just go for end of turn, kill 2 of your guys, activate Raging Ravine, kill you.
Yeah.
So
it looks like he's found at least. All right, he's found Visionary and Kitchen Finks here. So a nice little collected company there for Lee Shi-Tian. Maybe not the perfect 2 cards, but not too bad. It's going to keep the cards coming into hand for him with the Visionary, give him another Chump blocker, and the Finks is even going to gain him some life and give him even more Chump block. So really nice there for Lee Shi-Tian, and it looks like he's going to be able to keep that pressure going really, really cleanly with the Chameleon Colossus as well.
Well, to be fair, Kitchen Finks line up very poorly against Scavenger Goose, and also Sean has 5 mana, so he actually gets to use all of his mana efficiently. Kill 2 guys, exile the Kitchen Finks, and with the last 2 mana, kill whatever you play next.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, look, it still took a removal spell at least out of Sean's hand, right? Even though you'd hope for more from your Kitchen Finks, at least it's still just a 1-for-1. Let's see.
It was not the worst, but it could have been much better.
But it wasn't as good as it could have been, that's for sure. He drew a Cavern of Souls. Ooh, and another Chameleon Colossus now. Huh.
That's a lot of blockers.
It is.
Or attackers. Yeah, question is how you play this. Let me see. He definitely has to respect the option that Sean might have another removal spell. Because otherwise, he might consider just attacking for 8, but that also that is really dangerous. It's a tough spot, definitely. And also he's 1 mana off of casting both Chameleon Colossus and Elfish Archdruid. I mean,
yeah, that's tough.
He might just play Chameleon Colossus and pass. Because that way he has 2 blockers that he can definitely use to kill one of Sean's creatures. Just double block with 2 Chameleon Colossus. Or Colossi.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Lee decides to do here. Lee is currently down a game in this match. This is an elimination match, of course. The winner of this is going to get to continue on in the tournament. The loser has to say goodbye. Incidentally, the winner of this match does qualify going forward for the Super League Championship. The winner does not. He will join you, Patrick Dickman, as well as Cedric Phillips from the Modern Super League, who are already qualified. Is he going for it? Yeah, he's going to go for the Colossus, but then what? The question is he attacking? Is he just going to leave them both back?
It's tough to say, but I think he cannot attack.
You think he can't? Too risky?
I think it's too risky, and with 2 Chameleon Colossus, or Colossi, I'm doing this wrong.
You can say Colossuses, that nobody knows.
I do know, so it makes me feel bad when I say it wrong.
That's good. The good news is nobody, even native English speakers always get confused on if it's Colossi or Colossuses or Colossus or whatever.
Yeah, I think not attacking was the right choice. I mean, he kind of set up a position where he pretty much can't die because he's just gonna kill one of Sean's attacking creatures, and if he draws another mana source, he might get to a point where he can safely flood the board and eventually start attacking with Chameleon Colossi.
Ooh, another Tarmogoyf off the top now for Sean McLaren. So he finds yet another threat. He also has, you mentioned it a minute ago, Raging Ravine sitting back there ready to go with the mana available if he wants to start beating down with that as well.
Yeah, and he might just do that. He has another Ravine at his disposal anyway, and I mean, he's going to force a lot of jump blocks that way. So I think he's just going to go for it.
And he can also cast the Tarmogoyf after this, right?
Yeah. He has so much mana, and
that's a nice turn.
Yeah.
Attack for 13, play a Tarmogoyf, go.
I don't know why. No, never mind. I'm miscounted. Sorry, I thought he had 1 mana more and could have should have fetched for green then to activate the ooze, but I just miscounted. Sorry.
No worries. All right, so here they come. A bunch of beef hitting the red zone, and you actually mentioned this before we started the match, Patrick. That cards like Tarmogoyf and Scavenging Ooze are real threats that Sean can use to apply pressure to Lee Shi-Tian and not give him time to get set up. And even though Lee's drawn 2 Chameleon Colossus, maybe his best sideboard card, he is under a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, but to be fair, he started playing on turn 2 or 3, maybe even turn 4, because he didn't really do anything in the early game, and he had to face 2 2-for-1s by Colligan's command. So, I mean, he's still not dead yet, but he's definitely in a very tough spot. Especially the Tarmogoyf might just put it out of reach.
And so what, he has to double block the Goyf here?
Yeah, I think he just has to double block. I mean...
He could take it. He took it. He went to 1.
Yeah, maybe he didn't see any way to get out of this hole if he loses one of his Colossi. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is top deck Collector Company, find Heritage Druid and Vern's Elite, and then that way you get to surprise him because you get to pump one of your Chameleon Colossi to 8/8, and maybe control the board. But he top decked Elfish Mystic, so it's gonna be tough.
He can make 4 mana with Nykthos to pump one of them. Then he can play an Elvish Mystic. Unfortunately, everything is lethal for Sean McLaren, who has at least 4 lethal threats coming into the red zone next turn. Yeah, Lee Shi-Tian looks way, way behind now.
I mean, he's just gonna have to chump with everything. I mean, the Goyfs are both 4/5, so he could kill them both, but then the Ravine and Scavenging Ooze are still alive. Like, the Chameleon Colossi become 5/5, but it's not enough.
It's
because
not
then
enough.
The Lord dies, and then the Chameleon Colossi will be 4/4 again and have 4 damage on them, so that they die.
Yep. So it's going to be an Elvish Mystic for Lee Shi-Tian as well as the Elvish Archdruid, and then he's just going to have to ship the turn back here and go into chump block mode, and he's just not going to have a board state after this turn. Kitchen Finks off the top for Sean McLaren. Sure, another threat. Sean also knows now that Lee Shi-Tian has no cards in hand, so everything's on the table.
Yeah, and this should just be it.
This should be it. It looks like Sean McLaren's going to be the one who advances through and picks up that qualification as well for the championship. And in comes the team. He won't win this turn, but it's good enough. Lee Shi-Tian knows that he has nothing left, and that does it. Sean McLaren advances to the next round. Wow, good stuff from Sean there. He was able to capitalize on some slow draws there from Lee in both of the games and just take over in the middle part of the game, thanks in part to Tarmogoyf in game 2, as well as the Scavenging Ooze. And then in game 1, it was actually Olivia Valdarn that really gave him the edge.
Yeah, but I think everything would have killed Shi-Tian in game 1. Like, Olivia
was just too slow, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Olivia was obviously like the immediate nail in the coffin, like game over on the spot. But even if it was just a Tarmogoyf, I think there was no way for him to recover.
Yeah, it's really tough because, you talked about it before we started, Patrick. One of the great things about the Elf deck is how explosive it is, right? It just does its thing so much faster than the other decks in the format. And Lee wasn't able to leverage that. He was playing, less powerful spells at a pretty fair speed, right? That didn't look unfair at all. And, if you go the same speed as Jund is going to beat you. They have some of the most potent, powerful spells in the whole format in their deck.
Yeah, they're definitely, like, their threats are so much better. Like, Lee Shi-Tian was just too slow in both of the games. Like, he had to take a tough mulligans, and both his keeps were, like, really unimpressive. And that was, like, yeah, he didn't draw enough. Like, if he would have drawn Collected Companies non-stop, like in game 2, and more mana in game 1, he could have shifted things around, but he didn't, and just, like, he had to hope for good top decks, and he didn't get them.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Now, we're going to be taking a break in just a moment here, but I do want to let people know you're up next, and you haven't lost yet, right? You're just sort of running right through the Modern Super League so far?
Yeah, so far things been going well. So hopefully
Very
we can
humble.
continue.
I was hoping you would be like flexing your muscles on the camera or something.
No,
Not
no,
your style.
no, not my style. I haven't been playing against Cedric since a long time. Like I played him once at a Magic Online PDQ in the semifinals, and I beat him. But that being said, he was playing Tron and I was playing You Are Twin, so the matchup was pretty much in my favor. And
what do you make of the matchup that you have to play today? He's on Zoo.
well, I tested it quite a bit with a good friend of mine. Like he's a friend that I always build my decks with and everything. And I think the matchup's okay. Like he had very tough predictions for me, but once we got to play the matchup a little bit, it seemed like the Zoo deck still dies to its own inconsistency a lot. And also, if like obviously the dice roll is very important, like and shapes up the games a lot because given that I'm on the play, for example, go with turn 1 fetch Serum Visions, turn 2 Tarmogoyf, that's like a really, really strong opener. Like it's such a brick wall. There's no easy way around it. And yeah, it depends on the dice roll a lot, but our results have been like in testing have been okay. And yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
Oh, yes, we will definitely do that. All right, well, why don't we take a quick break here at the Modern Super League. When we come back, though, we're going to have Cedric Phillips versus Patrick Dickman. Patrick, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you down in the feature match area soon.
Yep, see you soon. See you later. Thank you.